Welcome everybody to the Rotary Club of Livermore meeting. Want to thank you all for joining us today here in person and on Zoom.
Ken, back off the microphone a little bit. It's really distorted.
Lead us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So Zoom etiquette real quick. I see we've got some guests out there. If you're not speaking, please mute yourself. And if you are speaking, please unmute yourself. So songsters, what have you got for us today?
Ready for, first of all, Ken, your microphone sounds really bad, so just back off a little bit. It's distorting, or at least on the Zoom side.
Is this better?
That's much better. Today, we had to come up with the song that had something to do with cultural arts. So I had to reach back to like 2 years after Carolyn was born. Or no, yeah, 2 years after. She was only 2 years old. In 1966? No, I take that back. She was 4 years old. The Youngbloods wrote a song, I should say Dino Valente from Quicksilver Messenger Service wrote a song called Get Together, or Let's Get Together. And in the song, it's an appeal for peace and balance, brotherhood, presenting the polarity of love versus fear and the choice between them, okay? We had a counterculture going on in 1966. I was part of it in San Francisco. And we had art and we had music, and this is part of it. And here you go with 4 of us or 3 of us or 6 of us. Pull the trigger, Tim.
1, 2, 3, 4. Love is but a song we sing, fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains rain, or make the angels cry. Oh, the bird is on the wind, you may not know why. Together, try to love one another right now. If you hear the song we sing, you will understand. You hold the key to love and fear, all in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both. Is there at your command? Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Everybody, come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Right now. Right now.
That was groovy.
Very nice. You hear me? Okay. Thank you for that, gentlemen. That was excellent. Will, you have a thought for us? Do you want to come up here? Okay.
Normally I just go off the cuff. Oh, I'm sorry. Normally I just go off the cuff, but today I'm actually going to read this because it's probably the only way I'm going to get through it. Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. So a couple weeks ago, we had to put our dog Zoe down. And I've had a lot of time. That's Zoe right there. I've had a lot of time these last few weeks to think about what a gift she was to us. We got her almost 10 years ago. She was a rescue. She was about a year old, found on the streets of Bakersfield, abandoned and timid and under 40 pounds. She's almost 60 pounds there. A few months later, she was running in the hills of Del Valle like the amazing dog she was. Because of her, I started a Facebook group, Livermore Dog Lovers, and we now have over 6,000 members who share pictures and stories about their dogs all the time. I made this photo the covered photo the day she died. We had her almost 10 years. She was chasing deer in the hills up until her last week on Earth. The other day, I tried to add up the amount of miles that I actually spent hiking with her. My best guess is between 7,500 and 8,000 miles. That's a lot of adventures. You could say, wow, you did that for her? And the answer is no, of course not. She did that for us. We gave her a lot of love, but we received way more in return. So I think Rotary is a lot like owning a dog. Kind of funny. Some will do the minimum. Peter annual dues will attend a meeting now and then. And some will do more. And a few will do a lot more. The ones who get Rotarian of the Year as an example in our club. They do way more than most Rotarians. And what I think is the ones who do the most are the ones who get the most. The ones who give the most to Rotary receive the most in return. At the end of the day, having Zoe reminds me that we get what we give. So to get the most out of Rotary, we need to give more of us to Rotary. And that's my plan going forward. Thank you, Rotarians.
I think you should be fined if you make the president cry. Right? That's it. Thank you for sharing that, Will. Okay, meeting frontline, the people that make these meetings go. Past President Carolyn out there keeping all our Zoomies in line. Thank you very much, Carolyn. Great job. Tim Berry doing double duty. He's a songster. He's a spur reporter. What can't this guy do? Thank you, Tim. Audiovisual, Alan Frank, and he's got recruits today. Dennis is helping out. Niall's helping out. We got more people up here at the front desk. Thank you, gentlemen. Zoom chat monitor, David Rounds. Again, be careful what you say out there, Zoomies. Be careful. We're recording this. So, and then our Spur publisher this week, Don Wentz. Don, thanks very much for getting the word out. Appreciate it. So, I know we've got a bunch of guests today. Some of you are going to be introduced a little bit later in the program, so maybe we'll hold off on introducing you right now. But do we have any visiting Rotarians out there? I don't see any visiting Rotarians here. Carolyn, any visiting Rotarians out there on Zoom land?
Yes, we do have a visiting Rotarian in Zoom land and also a parent of one of the Student of the Month, and that is David Golart from the Morning Club.
All right.
The Rotary Club of Livermore Valley. David, if you'd like to just say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me.
Welcome, David. Nice. So guests, I see we have a guest joining us here today, and she joined us last week too. So welcome back.
So I want to can you hear me? I introduce for the second time Kathleen Tabbitt, who lives here in Livermore, and she's going to join, I think, and she's going to be part of the crab feed committee too. So welcome, Kathleen.
Kathleen, welcome. Thanks for jumping in and helping out. Much appreciated. Out in Zoom land, do we have any guests that aren't in the program here in a few minutes?
I don't believe so. Either people are programs or parents, right? Unless I've missed anybody who's not part of the program or a parent or a student or a principal.
Okay, great. Okay.
I think that's right.
Can I throw it back to you for a quick announcement?
Yes, absolutely. So Will just had a great segue into serving our club. So I am just announcing today and calling for nominations for next year's board of directors. and that is for the to serve as club secretary and 3 club directors. So the past presidents are putting together a nomination a slate, which will be elected at our meeting on December 15th. So if you would like to be added to that slate or considered, please send me an email or text message. You can get a hold of my information from DACDB or send me an email at csiegfried@pedrosi.org or just give me a call. So December 15th, and this would, we'll go from there. Thanks, Ken.
Thank you, Carolyn. Come on, Rotarians, don't be bashful. You know you want to help, right? Come on. We know it's true. Hank, would you tee us up for our Student of the Month this week?
Yes, thank you, Ken. Helen Gladden, principal of Livermore High School, will introduce and give a short introduction to each of the 3 students you see listed here on the program. Emily, and so I'll turn it over to her right now.
Hello, Rotarians. This is Helen Gladden. I am the proud principal of Livermore High School, and we're always thrilled when we get to come to a Rotary meeting and have our students recognized. Because we're on a poly camera, we're all in the same room. When I call the student's name, they'll come up closer to the camera so you can actually see who they are. I know we look very far off, even though this is not a big room. It's the way the polycam makes it look. So after I'm done talking about the wonderful things these students do, we'll give them each just a couple minutes, a couple seconds here to just say hello to you, okay? So we're going to start with Emma Goulart. Well, Emma, would you like to go up and just give them a wave?
Yeah,
I can take your mask off if you want.
Hi, guys.
So let me tell you about Emma. Emma is a leader in many capacities, from serving as a Girl Scouts campus leader, or camp leader, to serving at her church as a small group leader for children in kindergarten and first grade, to serving as a culture keeper in the Livermore High School Wellness Center. Our Wellness Center, established last school year, provides counseling to students, connects students and families to vital community resources, and educates the Livermore High School community on social and emotional health. Students apply and are interviewed to serve as culture keepers in our Wellness Center. As a culture keeper, Emma maintains and promotes daily wellness themes on social media and via our Period 2 daily announcements. Also, she monitors and supports students who visit the center. Due to the work of Emma and her fellow culture keepers, our culture keepers were recognized with the 2021 Innovation Tri-Valley Dream Makers and Risk Takers Award for innovating the future of the Wellness Center to meet the social and emotional needs of our student body. Further, our school was honored as part of the All-American City Awards for 2021. The theme for the awards was Building Equity and Resilience. 10 cities were awarded with this honor across the nation. Our culture keepers were highlighted for their work in our Wellness Center. While clearly a leader, Emma is also a gifted athlete. She has lettered in varsity swimming and varsity water polo, and she plays club soccer. Her extracurricular activities also include being a Girl Scout, where she has already earned the Silver Award and is currently working toward the Gold Award. She's also active in 4-H and in her church. With all that going on, Emma still manages to be an excellent student and a wonderful choir singer. She plans on majoring in biology and would like to attend either Westmont, Biola, or Southern Oregon University. Please join me in congratulating Emma. Next is Evan Nicolay, who will come up to the camera.
Hello.
So let me tell you a little bit about Evan. Evan is a born leader, which is why he was selected to attend, yes, your very own Camp Ryla during his junior year. He's our Associated Student Body President, responsible for creating daily meeting agendas, running the meetings, and supporting the event chairpersons and the development of events that support students in connecting to school and building school spirit. Evan has the characteristics required of a great student body president. He is humble, kind, takes initiative, and builds camaraderie. Prior to becoming the ASB president, Evan served as a vice president as a junior, historian as a sophomore, and freshman class president. He is also the leader and chief editor of our Cowboy News Network crew, which produces news videos about upcoming student events. These videos are pushed out twice a week and are shown during our period 2. Is it period 3?
Yeah, period 2.
Period 2 and 3. Evan is also dedicated to community service. He has been involved with Love Livermore for the past 4 years, working at nearly every Love Livermore event and editing their videos. He is known on our campus as the moving guy, as he's always the first to volunteer to help move podiums, sound systems, chairs, tables, and whatever is needed to set up for various events. Evan is an athlete, having played basketball for Livermore High School since his freshman year. He is currently the captain of our varsity team, which is certainly no surprise. He's a leader. How Evan also finds time to maintain a 4.05 GPA is beyond me, but he does. He's currently interested in majoring in either business or film and television and is applying to UC Berkeley, UCLA, and UC Santa Cruz, among other schools. I know Evan will be successful in whichever field he ultimately chooses. Please join me in congratulating Evan, who you can always find stirring up the spirit at our school events by donning our cowboy mascot costume. And our third student is Kavya Muragesh. She's going to come up to the camera and give you a wave. Hi. Kavya is a 4.0 student who has taken a total of 9 AP classes. She most enjoyed AP US History and AP Government, which very much appealed to her interest in social change and justice. With that interest in mind, it's no surprise that Kavya was the co-president of the Livermore High School chapter of Students for Social Change during her 10th and 11th grade, and is currently the president of the Livermore High School People of Color Club. In those positions, she helped to organize the Livermore Black Lives Matter March and spoke at an AAPI rally. She has also served as a volunteer at Las Positas Food Drive and at Fertile Grounds, where she helped to grow produce for the community and recruited other students from the Students for Social Change Club to come out and help. Her community service does not end there. She's been an active member of the Livermore High School Interact Club, part of Rotary, for the past 2 years and is currently the club's outreach coordinator. She organized an event with Amador Valley High School's Happy Period Club to collect and donate feminine hygiene products for homeless women. Kavya is clearly a leader. She has attended RILA, the Interact's Presidential Leader Retreat, and the Tri-Valley Young Leaders Summit. She was class vice president when she was a sophomore, class vice president when she was a junior, and is now class president for the senior class. She is a member of the Livermore High School Student Forum, which provides input to the school's administration. She is a peer mediator in our school's Wellness Center and is one of 2 student representatives on our school site council. As if anyone could do more than all of this, Kavya somehow does. She's been involved in martial arts for the past 5 years, testing for first-degree black belt and receiving the Best Technique Award in the 16 to 18-year-old category. She played school lacrosse for 2 years and has been active in South Indian classic dance for the past 7 years. Kavya plans on majoring in psychology and looks forward to attending college in Oregon or Southern California. Please join me in congratulating Kavya. Let them just say hello to Rotary. Emma?
Hi, guys.
Anything to say?
Not really. I think I covered it all.
Okay. And how about Evan? Anything to say?
I don't know if I have anything to add, but yeah, thank you.
Okay. And Kavya?
I just wanted to say thank you. I'm part of Interact and we love you guys so much. So thank you for everything that you do.
Yeah. On behalf of Livermore High School, thank you for always honoring our students.
Ms. Gladden,
Thank you.
Ms. Gladden, I have
Yes.
plaques and gift coupons for each of the students. I'll put them in packages. Just drop me an email and let me know where I can deliver them. or how we can get them transferred, okay?
Mr. Shea, I already have them and have given them to the students.
Okay, super. Thank you.
Thank you.
Principal Gladden, Emma, Evan, Kavya, thank you so much for sharing with us. This is a room full of older people, and you give us a lot of hope for the future. Older than high school, come on, come on. We're no longer in high school. So we very much appreciate seeing how hard you're working to do good in the world and be good human beings. So thanks for sharing. Splin.
Hey, Ken, thank you. Everybody can hear me? Give me a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, great. We're excited about this, guys. I know it's not that Ken is not listening to you, but he is. He really is. We want all of you to show up at the community center and have lunch ready for you to eat. And so we have figured out a plan and we're going to try. Sonia has been so gracious to take the lead on it. We are going to use an online service where you're going to be able to order food in the morning from a local restaurant that will be delivered to the community center, that you just have to show up, pick up the box, open it, and you're ready to eat. Now there are challenges as the community center is not set up for it's not a kitchen, not a commercial kitchen, it's a catering kitchen. So we've had some tough time with catering. So what I'd like to do is introduce you to Cloud Cafe. The purpose of this is to give a few minutes of what we're going to try to do. We will follow up with emails to all of you with instructions how to download an app onto your phone or onto your iPad or onto your laptop, where you will have a page just for us where you're going to be able to select in the morning what you want to be delivered to lunch at the community center. So I'd like to introduce, I have 7 nephews, and luckily today is my nephew Nick Ratelli's day that he's my favorite nephew. So let me introduce you to Nick at Cloud Cafe, and he's got his team is going to explain, give us a few minutes by sharing the screen as to what we're going to do. Nick.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Uncle Splin, and thank you guys for your time. So I know that you guys have a packed agenda, so we'll go through this relatively quickly. And we will be sending out an onboarding email to everybody that can be distributed to everybody who would be participating in the program, and I'll also include a short video so you can actually learn how to use the app if you want to do it through your phone or if you want to do it through the desktop. And I also have your account manager, Brian, my colleague Brian, on the call as well. So he would be able to introduce himself, and he would be the point of contact moving forward once we actually start the program. And essentially what this is that you're able, we work with a network of local restaurants and caterers. So we make menus for you based on any kind of dietary restrictions, eating preferences, things of that nature. And we would make one of those options available for your meetings, so every Wednesday. And then within that option, we would have typically 6 to 10 different boxes for you to choose from. So you're able to choose yourself, and you can pay yourself. You can just upload your credit card, like if you're using DoorDash and getting something delivered to your house. We do have a 10 o'clock in the morning, the previous day cutoff. The good thing though with Cloud Cafe is that since you're only doing it one time a week, we could plan out 3 to 4 weeks at a time. So you could take care of the entire month when you know that you're going to be heading into the meeting. So you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to risk the chance of forgetting, did you place an order by 10 o'clock the day before? So we typically plan those out far in advance. And what I can do here is I will show you the dashboard now. Let me see. Is anyone able to let me share my screen? I know that you guys are sharing your own presentation right now. Okay, let's see here. Okay, beautiful. Okay, are you guys able to see this dashboard? Okay.
Yes.
So essentially you will just be able to log in and you can see for this specific client, They do daily meals. We know that we would just be doing one time a week for you. We do it in advance. So all you would need to do is click on an option. So we would make one restaurant or caterer available per day. And then you would have the options to choose from any of these menu options, from any of these menu bundles. And everything will be labeled with the ingredients. It'll actually be labeled with the name, since everyone's gonna have to register, and that's physically how you're able to create an order and place an order. And it's simply just choosing what you want. And then now for this specific example, this is a company that is actually paying for everything. I know that everyone will be paying on their own. So you would see the total price here, and you know, anywhere probably around in the $20 range is what we are going to be sending or making menus for. And we can do more. It just really depends on what you guys are looking for. And you're also able to leave feedback, so we know if we're hitting the mark or not. If anything really stood out, or if there's something that you don't want to see again, you're able to leave a simple thumbs up and thumbs down. Now, are there any questions I can answer?
We've got one here. Hang on just a second. We'll get a mic over to Glenn.
Did you say that the registration or the selection for the lunch has to be done like 26 hours before receipt, the 10 a.m. to 4?
Yes, so correct. So for your Wednesday meetings, you would need to have selected your meal by Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Thanks, Nick. Any other questions for Nick? None here.
Okay, cool. So what we will be doing is Brian will be sending out the onboarding email to Sonia, my uncle, and David, so that they can distribute it to everybody. The one thing that, and then again, we'll have the video that will actually show you how you can log in. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. You'll have both of our contact information. The one thing I did want to stress, though, is that we do have a delivery minimum of 15 in order to fulfill a delivery. So, you know, if you have a feeling that you're not going to be able to reach that minimum, it's totally fine. We don't charge you for any meals that aren't delivered. Just know that moving forward, we would need that in order to actually fulfill the order.
All right. Thank you, Nick. And
all right. Thank you, everyone.
And as an enticement, we are going to start off with Americano Cafe, which is in the Nob Hill Shopping Center, which the feedback we've gotten from at least Sonia, David, and Glenn, and Ken, we all love that place. So we're going to start and try it for a month and see how we do. Thanks.
Yep.
Okay, please shut down your screen share. Thank you.
So Splen, Sonia, thank you for your efforts on coordinating this.
Can we get the target start date?
We're going to try for December 1st. So you're going to get emails in the next couple of weeks, and we want to start and do it in December.
The hybrid experiment continues, right? We keep trying new stuff. Let's see. And Rotarians that are here in person, right? Help each other out, people, right? You don't want to see your friends starving while you're eating these yummy sandwiches from Americano. So if they're having trouble getting their orders in, help them out, right? Help a Rotarian out. So if I can, we still have a bunch more announcements that we want to make today, but I want to be respectful of our speaker's time today. Our speaker was thinking that he was going to be on right now. So I'd like to ask Rotarians if you would bear with us. Let's let our speaker do his presentation. And Rotarians, if you can hang in there for a few extra minutes after the presentation's over, we've got just a few more announcements, some things going on. Lots going on right now in Rotary that we'd like to share with you. So we'll come back to this stuff. So Splen, can I hand it back to you to introduce our speaker today?
Yes, thank you. So our principal speaker, and he's got, I guess what you call them, sub-speakers. No, those are called subwoofers. No, don't get me started. All right, so we have Adam Vandewater, is the City of Livermore's Innovation and Economic Development Director. Under his leadership, the department issued the first citywide economic development strategic plan in 23 years, assumed staffing and direction for the Commission of the Arts, supported the city's small business community through COVID-19 and shepherd a number of local and regional economic development projects, from formation of the Wine Heritage District to innovation Tri-Valley's Vision 2040, relocation of the city's startup incubator, Daybreak Labs, and design of the Isabel Neighborhood Specific Plan. Adam will be sharing with us the city's plan to update its cultural arts vision for the next decade, and will be introducing the city's consultant in order to process the Art Bills community investment. Adam.
Thank you, Splend. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Adam Vandewater. I'm the Innovation and Economic Development Director at the city, and I'm joined by a number of folks here today. My staff, Xochitl Ballesteros, who is the clerk to the Commission for the Arts, and our consultant, Art Builds Community. By way of introduction, the first, last, and only time the city has done a long-range cultural arts vision was in June of 2007, when our consultant created Arts Alive, a cultural arts plan for Livermore. That plan established the Public Art Fund, which is a percentage of construction in Livermore, 0.3% on private and 1% on public, that is used to create programming and art in our community. That plan created the Downtown Cultural Arts District, where you see the sculptures downtown, and laid the groundwork for what became the Bankhead Theater. So now, 14 years later, we are looking to build on that success by engaging with the community and developing a cultural arts vision for the next decade. And we couldn't be happier to introduce one of the leaders in this field and a team that brings many decades of experience throughout the state of California on this very topic, and who has immersed themselves in Livermore over the past several months. So I'll be turning it over to Barbara Goldstein and Quinn Mai from Art Builds Community. They're a women-led public art planning, policy, and consulting firm based in the Bay Area. Barbara and Quinn Mai bring critical thinking, artist perspectives, the power of community, and storytelling to the creative design of cities, buildings, and infrastructure. And before I turn it over to them, I actually have to jump on another call with the County Arts Commission. So I'm going to leave you in their collective good hands, and look forward to hearing your feedback as we look to the future of the arts here in Livermore. Barbara?
Thank you so much. We are going to share our screen now and give a short presentation. And hold on. Okay. Okay. Thank you. We're very happy to be able to talk with you today. As Adam mentioned, the original cultural arts vision was created in 2007, which was just before the Great Recession. So that kind of threw a little bit of a spanner into the works, but it did create the Public Art Fund, and the Bankhead Theater and Downtown Cultural Arts District came out of it. The obligation of the commission is to review the plan every 5 years and update it as necessary, and there's lots of opportunities to make changes now, especially as Livermore grows and emerges from the COVID epidemic. So until now, the arts program for Livermore has been managed by the Commission for the Arts, which is a very passionate and capable group of volunteers, and they've accomplished quite a lot. They have commissioned public art, they've commissioned the Murals Festival, and support the arts to the extent that is possible. That said, there's not a whole lot of funding for the arts in Livermore, and that's one of the things that we're looking at. This is our team. I've been involved in public art for almost 30 years, both as a director of public art programs and as a planner. My last regular job was directing the public art program for the city of San Jose. Before that, I led the public art program in Seattle. Amanda Rawson, who is an art historian, does our research and project management. Jessica Cusick, who lives in LA and was the last director of the Santa Monica Arts Commission, is an expert in cultural policy. Quinn Mai, who is going to be talking with you today, does marketing and community outreach. And Chris Burrell is an expert in facilities. He runs the Hammer Theater here in San Jose. So what we're looking at is The need for facilities, we know there's a great need for space here. Partnership and funding opportunities where art can happen, and making sure that whatever program we propose is inclusive and diverse. All right, Quinn.
Thank you, Barbara, and thank you everyone for inviting us to speak. And so a big portion of our research process is our facilitation of community-based participatory research with emphasis of art and social practice. For the Livermore Cultural Arts Vision, we are creating different opportunities for those who live, work, play, and visit Livermore to provide their feedback that is outside of the typical town hall format, that is fun, engaging, incorporating arts activities to help inspire new ideas and conversation. And we do that by meeting people where they are at, whether it's at community events, open gathering spaces, community centers, libraries, so that our process and this project is accessible for everyone, especially hard to reach communities like communities of color, youth, LGBTQ+, and seniors. Now, for the Cultural Arts Division, we have planned out a pop-up tour for 9 locations. We have completed 6 so far, as you can see above, for the month of October. And we encourage you to stop by at any one of our remaining pop-ups, as you see listed for November. So we have the Rincon Library on the 18th, Batchmakers Market on the 21st, and Hageman Ranch at the 28th. As you see, the events with the asterisk are in collaboration with Livermore Poet Laureate Cynthia Patton. With her collaboration, she is leading participants on a heart-based poetry activity that asks people how they envision the future of arts and culture in their city. And then those lines of poems or poetry are then transformed into paper beads that participants can wear and take home with them. We find that meeting people where they are at with art-based activities encourages feedback from diverse audiences. We meet people on a personal and intimate level where they feel open to share their personal stories and experiences with us. And we are able to gather feedback from people who don't even realize that they are giving valuable feedback, or who think that they have no connection at all to the arts. Now, these photos that you see here are just from the pop-ups that we've had in the month of October, from the Filipino Barrio Fiesta, as well as the Pride Fest. And these are some photos that we have here from the Rincon Library, as well as some participants in their writing session, as well as bead making session. This right here is an example of one of the poems that have been created by one of the participants. My heart hopes and dreams for peace on earth. When I'm creative, my heart grows, swells, sings. My dream for art in Livermore is to reach everyone and give everyone an opportunity to express themselves. And a lot of these poems that have been created they have given us consent to use them, so they will be used in the art plan itself. In addition to these art-based activities, we have also incorporated pop-up activities where we're asking these following prompts. What type of art activities do you enjoy? Where do you experience arts? And what art events experience do you want to see more of in Livermore? We've done this activity in almost all of the pop-ups, and we received quite a lot of different answers from social dance spaces, more live events, more kids activities. The list goes on, and we're excited to dive in and really look into all of these to help formulate the future recommendations for the plan. In addition to these pop-ups, we also have focus groups and meetings. And so we have recently finished our artist focus group on the 12th. We invite you to attend any of the following focus groups. On the 18th of this week, we are hosting our business focus group. And on the December 2nd, we are hosting our general public meeting. Now, those are the key presentations that we hope that you can attend. And if you would like for more information, we are happy to provide that in the chat or through email through the Rotary. In addition, we will be presenting for LAYAC on the 6th, and we have upcoming pop-ups for Springtown, as well as a pop-up specifically hosting for BIPOC cultural arts leaders. In addition to this, we incorporate this whole plan and branded it so that there is a face to this project. And so working with our graphic designer, and with the input of the commission and our ad hoc committee, we've designed this, this branding for the project so that when people are looking online, whether on Nextdoor, Facebook, or on our website, they're able to identify that, oh, this is the plan that is happening and we can participate in it. From linking them to our survey, linking them to the pop-ups, they are all able to access it and share it within their networks. We also have an interactive mapping website that is basically the home base for any and all updates of our project. You can visit that on coerb.co/Livermore Cultural Arts Division. Now, this mapping platform is similar to any social media platform like Facebook or Nextdoor, except that you have the opportunity to pinpoint within the map of Livermore in specific locations anything that you find that could be a public art opportunity or even an existing public art piece. And as you can see here, we have participants already incorporating their input of where the existing public art pieces are at or public art opportunities. And you can see how certain areas within Livermore are pretty populated with art experiences and some are not. And those right there show a great opportunity for investment. This is an example right here of a comment that we received from T. Haynes, where they've identified a park that had a grassy area and would be great for events. And with there, we can support their recommendation and provide more conversation around that. In addition, you can find info, updates, a timeline of all of our meetings that we're having, like this one for the Rotary, as well as our focus groups, so that we are being pretty transparent with the process, and the option to provide other feedback and survey questions. And there's more information on the pop-ups and the ways that you can get involved. And so we hope that out of this meeting, you would visit the co-organized website and participate and add your feedback and share it with your network. I'll bring it back to Barbara.
So this is where we are right now. We have done our research and we're benchmarking Livermore against a number of cities that the Arts Commission has identified that are similar. And right now we're in our public outreach and engagement phase. Around December, we're going to start developing a draft report with recommendations that will then go back out for comments from the public and the Arts Commission. And then in the beginning first quarter of 2022, we hope to be submitting our final report. So we're open to any questions that you may have, and we will put into the chat box the information about tomorrow evening's meeting at the tomorrow evening's online business group meeting. And we're happy to answer any questions. He's muted.
Ken, we're not hearing you.
Is that better? No.
It's better, but you're low.
Okay, trying to, how am I?
Yeah,
That's good.
better.
Okay, so I wanted to thank Barbara and Quinn May and warn them that there are many Rotarians that are passionate about the arts, and when you ask for feedback, you're probably gonna get it. So hang on. So we got a question here, and then maybe folks on Zoom land, you know how this works. Down in the bottom corner, reactions there. If you click the raise your hand, we'll try and go back and forth here and work on these questions. But first, let me get started here. TJ, do you have a question? Do you have a mic?
So I wonder if you, if there is a directory of art pieces and murals in Livermore, if you have anything to do with that.
Directory of art pieces.
we are creating, we've placed on the map for Co-Urbanize all of the public art pieces that we are aware of. And one of the things that you have the opportunity to do is to add things to it if you know about artworks that we have not put onto the map. I understand that the commission has created a map, and at the end of our process, we will be including a map in the report and recommending places where additional physical artworks can go. We're not focusing only on physical artworks, however, we're also looking at the potential for performing art and where that can happen.
Thank you, Barbara. We've got one more question here. Alan, you've got a question for Barbara and Quinn May.
I have a very quick question. As president of the symphony and founder of the opera company, I'm very concerned about facilities. We have old facilities here in Livermore that are substandard, need to be brought up to standard. And what are the recommendations in your plan for doing this?
Actually, that's something that we're looking for information about. We're glad to hear your comments and to understand what the specific issues are with the facilities that you have. We are actually looking at facilities that are in cities that are similar to Livermore, such as Walnut Creek, for example. And we will be making recommendations about the types of improvements that are needed and the new whatever is needed in terms of other facilities and partnerships. Thank you.
Please feel free to contact me.
Absolutely, we will. Thanks.
Any other questions for Barbara and Quinn May out there? Anybody here? Not seeing any questions here. How about, am I Zoom going? Speak now, people.
I don't see any.
Okay, all right. Well, Barbara and Quinn May, I want to thank you very much for joining us today, telling us about the good work you're doing here in our community. And it sounds like we're going to be in touch, so you'll be hearing from us, so thank you. So, Rotarians, you guys are getting good at this year, being flexible, pivoting. We shake up the agenda on you sometimes. Let's go back and get into some more announcements that we had today. And Gowd and Pat Coyle, I think, Gowd, do you want to tee this up? And then Pat's going to jump in after?
Yes. All right. Thank you, President Ken and fellow Rotarians. I am pleased to present this afternoon a project proposal for a mobile ear, nose, and throat ENT facility in India. Briefly, this mobile ENT facility consists of a vehicle fitted with a soundproof chamber and all the necessary medical equipment required to do the testing, and is manned by appropriate staff. That's the deliverable of this project. And it is primarily used for detecting infant deafness in remote villages. And the hearing disability affects learning to speak as well as getting the education. So it's a serious issue, and many poor families cannot afford to get the treatment. So the RI District 3150 and the Rotary Club of Armour is making an application for a global grant for this project. They're working with a MAA Research Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization, which has a ENT hospitals with an extensive experience in this area. They funded over 200 plus cochlear implants to help the deafness. So the total cost of this project is $47,600, and they got funding except for 5,000 DDFs or equivalent cash. One of the club in Georgia, district in Georgia, is supporting various others. So today I'm appealing for a generous donation for the cash contributions to this project. And this happens to be hometown, very near my hometown, where I graduated from high school in 1960. So I dearly want to help this project. Please help us. Now, Pat is going to tell you how this works. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you, Gad, and I'm just delighted that you brought this up. I checked with our treasurer, Glenn, and with Ken, and they've decided that for taking donations, the most sensible way for us to do this is, and perhaps the most convenient way for Rotarians, is to use the donate button on our club site that places the donation in the Rotary Club of Livermore's restricted account at the Rotarian Foundation of Livermore. That makes it a tax-deductible donation if people like that. And I would say that many of us have heard Gowd talk about his own philanthropy in his hometowns and in the regions in India where he grew up, and I've just been amazed by this. And I think this is an example. This resonates with Gowd. This high school is just a few miles away. This community is just where he went to high school, a few miles away from his hometown. So this is near and dear to Gowd, and he has a lot of non-resident Indians here in the US who might also be interested in this. But Gowd is generously agreeing to match contributions to this. And so those of you who can see the Zoom chat will just see that RcoL is going to throw $250 into this project just to start the ball rolling here. I would encourage people to think about this. A child growing up in India whose family doesn't know this child can't hear, and therefore it can't learn how to speak properly. It's going to be, a reduced capacity for that person realizing their potential to be in that circumstance. But with this kind of an intervention, those kind of cases can be detected, and people can initiate treatment to make sure that child can learn how to speak and become a prospering member of the community. So I would just encourage people to do this. I think that if you go to our club's website, right there's a how to contribute to our programs and so forth. You click on that, it takes you to a page where you can see the lunch money button. But you can also go to the Rotarian Foundation of Livermore's page and see the restricted funds. When you do that donation there, I encourage you, if you're using online, to add the little instruction note that says this is for Gowd's Global Grant Project. So I'm old enough that I will be doing this from a qualified charitable donation from my IRA account. So it won't go through that link. Instead, the Rotarian Foundation of Livermore will get a check for this. But that's the spirit. So I encourage people to support Gowd on this. It's a really good thing that he's doing here. Not surprising that Gowd's doing a good thing. That's all I got, Gowd.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, Gowd, thank you. Pat, thanks for explaining that. Certainly a cause that we can all understand, right? I mean, sometimes when we're on Zoom and we can't hear what's happening in the meeting, how frustrating is that, right? Imagine being a little kid in India and you can't hear what people are saying to you. What a frustrating experience that'd be, not just for an hour and a half on Wednesdays, but every day, right? So good cause there. And again, Gowd, thank you for your generous offer to match contributions from the club. That's awesome. Glenn's got a comment for us. So,
if anybody has any reluctance to make the donation online in the way that Pat said, we're always happy to receive your checks sent to our P.O. Box. Write this down, put it in your phone, P.O. Box 694, Livermore, California, and make sure it's made out to the Rotarian Foundation of Livermore. Put Gowd's project in the memo. I will make sure I'll hand deliver those if I have to. So there's no excuse. You can do it online. You can do it always, anytime you have any kind of financial transaction. If you want to send a check, the place to send it is P.O. Box 694, Livermore, California. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I'm in touch with the club in India, and I'm committed to include our club's name as a cash contribution to this. So they're submitting application in 2 days.
All right.
Thank you.
So I thought Marianne was here. She had to go. Oh, Barbara, you covering for her?
Yes, I'm covering for her. We need the club grant requests. Deadline is December 1st, and we have only 5 so far. So think about organizations, schools, whatever that might need money. Individuals don't count. And get them to Marianne.
All right. Thank you, Barbara. And I just remind everybody too, for folks, good causes that are looking for a little bit more money, the Rotarian Foundation grant cycle is open right now, and that's their sweet spot is somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000. I think Jeff's nodding his head, yes. So if you know organizations out there doing good in the community that could use a little bit more help, spread the word. So just Irv did a great appeal for us last week about our upcoming 75th anniversary celebration, and we had a typo. So we just wanted to make sure that if you're saving the date on your calendars there, it's Friday, February 25th. And Mike, you want to jump in on this too? So Mike has a little update for what's going on with the 75th anniversary party.
Thank you, Ken. Yes, the date is the 25th. It's the last Friday of February. We are having our event at Park Ridge. They've been very accommodating for us. We have appetizers, a 3-course meal with options, fish and steak. So you'll have something that you will enjoy eating. And I want to thank Linda and Sonia on our committee that did a great job in securing this venue, because costs are going up quite a bit. The cost will be $100 each, and we will have openings for our club members and their spouses or significant others first to make reservations. And then we are hoping, if their space allows, which I'm sure it will, to have some old members. So when you bump into any of our old members or talk to them or email them, please mention the date to them, and they can contact me for more information and how to get their money to us. So thank you very much. We'll have more
dinner time.
At dinner time.
More info.
4 o'clock for you, Sheila? It won't be 4 o'clock, Sheila.
Didn't Ken say that we were all old members?
Older than high school, right? No longer eligible for Interact. How's that?
Hey, Ken, you got a question from Pat McMahon.
Okay.
I think what happened is was there about 10 minutes ago, and then I just sent a note to Goud and everyone that I think Goud's project is fabulous, and I'll talk to Goud offline to take a look at his match. Thank you.
All right, Pat, way to go. So just wanted to let everybody know, I don't know if you've participated in this in the past, but the Rotary Club of Niles, Fremont, is going to do their holiday train of lights again. And if you are interested, there's some requirements. There's limited seating available. Basically, you get on the train and it's BYOB, bring your favorite beverage, I guess. And you get to see the Christmas lights and stuff. They have limited capacity this year because of COVID rules. I think there's only like 100 tickets available. If this is something that you're interested in, fire me an email. There's very specific requirements on who the checks have to be made out. And because it's filling up fast, they're not sure that you might even be able to get on the train. So, but wanted to share that with you. Next. Miscellaneous. So miscellaneous announcements. I want to let everybody know that the Rotarian Foundation of Livermore had started down the path and was planning to have the children's holiday party again this year. We got feedback from the good folks at CAPE that because their audience, the community that they serve, are little kids who are not, many of whom aren't eligible for vaccination yet, they're still very, very concerned about having an event with people and potentially getting people sick. So the foundation has pivoted. We're doing gifts, we're doing gift cards to support these families. CAPE has identified 80 local families. And my understanding is that to qualify for these benefits, these families have to have income below 80% of the state poverty level, which rough numbers, the household brings home less than $20,000 a year, and they live in our community. I don't know how they do this, people, but they're out there. There are people that are still struggling in our community, and we have an opportunity to help. The foundation has said they're going to step in and they will backstop this. They're going to make this happen. But we want to make an appeal to all of our members. If this is a cause you would like to support, if this is something that you feel strongly about, on the Rotarian Foundation of Livermore website, there's a button where you can contribute specifically to this project. You can contribute specifically to the children's holiday party. So just want to let you all know about that. That's coming up like the first weekend in December, I think. So if that is something that you would like to support, I know this is Generous Club. Do what you think is the right there. So,
Hey, Ken, how do people give you money?
wow, I thought I just answered that, but let me try again, just in case you missed it.
I did.
Okay. On the Rotarian Foundation of Livermore website, there's a donate button on the donate page where we all have the ability to contribute to restricted funds. So this is where you might contribute to music scholarships or STEM, some of these accounts that we've set up for specific projects that we want to support on an ongoing basis. On that site, you will see a button to click that says you want to help support the children's holiday party. If you can't find it, send me an email. We'll make it work, right? Or you can write a check, right? Like Glenn was talking earlier, you can write a check and we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So don't let that be a barrier. Don't let technology be a barrier for you to do good in the community if that's something that you would like to support. So let me check my list of announcements here. Just one more refresher. If you would like to do some more good in the community, the Dublin Club has organized a collection of gloves and socks for homeless people. If that's something that appeals, if that's something that you'd like to help, I mean, it's as inexpensive as like $20. You can order these things from Amazon and ship them to them, and they'll route them to people that need them. So if that's something that's of interest, let me know. Finally, thank you all Rotarians for your patience today. We are dark next week. I hope that you all enjoy your Thanksgiving with your families, your dogs, whoever you choose to spend your holiday with. And again, we are also very fortunate in this area and have much to be thankful for. So let's take some time and celebrate that. And then the week after that, December 1, when we come back, Laura Weber from the Livermore Amador Symphony will be joining us, giving us an update on everything that's going on at the symphony. With that,